Jai Hind, dear students. Today we are going to learn the next topic from financial market, and we are going to learn the concepts from the capital market. Already we have learned the different sub-concept, main concept and sub-concepts in capital market and money market. Today the different types of market coming under capital market, that is primary market and secondary market. Very important topic for the board exam. We can expect questions from the secondary market area, especially from the topic Securities Exchange Board of India. So before that, what is primary market? That is our question. Primary market is the place where the products are sold for the first time. The product means financial assets, financial instruments. So the shares, debentures, etc. are sold for the first time in the primary market. Once if it is sold here, after the second time it will be distributed through the secondary market or stock exchange. So the primary market is also known as the new issue market. It deals with the new instruments, especially the new securities being issued for the first time. The essential function of a primary market is to facilitate the transfer of a primary market, transfer of the investable fund of the investors. The servers will come and invest in the different companies having good growth. At that time, the primary market helps to invest in the most productive ventures where they will get good return. So remember, primary market is the market for new issue market where the financial assets or financial instruments are issued for the first time. Remember that concept. And the methods of flotation, methods of issue in new issue market, we can expect for short answer type questions from the area. How we are issuing the financial instruments through the primary market or new issue market. So first one is what? Offer through prospectus. You know very well when you learned the chapter formation of a company, there you have learned the preparation of prospectus by the promoter. And the prospectus is the document which invites, which is an invitation to the public to come and subscribe for the shares issued through the market. So it involves inviting subscription from the public through the issue of prospectus. A prospectus makes a direct appeal to investors to raise capital through an advertisement in newspapers and magazines. So those who want to invest in different forms of company, they will come and invest by watching and going through the prospectus issue. So that is one method, offer through prospectus. And another one is offer for sale. Different between the previous one is under this method, securities are offered for sale through intermediaries, agencies, agents, brokers, like issuing houses or stock brokers. Stock brokers are there in the stock market who supports the investors to sell their financial assets. And also the investors to help, they are getting a best opportunity where they will get good return. So the company sells securities to intermediaries. The company, they will sell the securities directly to the agents or intermediaries, and the agents, for getting some amount of commission, they will sell to the investors at higher prices. So offer for sale, that is another method of flotation or issue of financial assets through the primary market. And private placement, you know very well, private placement, there will be no involvement of the market. It refers to the process which securities are allotted to institutional investors and some selected individuals. Here only select, no, it is not issued for the whole public. In this method of issue, the securities, financial securities or financial assets are sold to selected organizations or individuals. That is why it is known as private placement. And right issue, you know already learned what is the concept of right issue. It refers to the issue in which new shares are offered to the existing shareholders. New shares are offered to the existing shareholders in proportion to the number of shares already they are collected. Along with they are getting additional only due to their right to get some additional shares. These type of shares are issued, shares or any other financial instruments are issued, right issue. And also EIPOS, electronic initial public offer. You know very well, in the traditional concept there is a platform for selling and buying of the financial assets, but now the platform is changed with the support of online facilities, web portals. So that is why the platform is converted into electronic form. In this method, issue of security through an online system of stock exchange. There will be a proper web portal for the issue and the purchase of the financial assets. So a company proposing to issue capital to the public through the online system, the stock exchange has to enter into the agreement. They have to, the investors or the purchasers who want to invest or who want to sell their financial assets, they have to make an agreement with the stock exchange. This is called an initial. E means electronic initial public offer. Electronic initial public offer. All these activities are controlled by Securities Exchange Board of India, SEBI. So the brokers or any other parties, agents who want to buy or sell, they have to register under the Securities Exchange Board of India Act. So these are the different methods through which the financial instruments are issued for the first time through the primary market. And the next part of capital market is secondary market. Secondary market. So in secondary market, we are issuing the securities already issued in the primary market. So the financial assets which are sold or issued through the primary market. So after that first issue, so that type of financial assets are sold through the secondary market. So secondary market is also known as the stock market or stock exchange. That term is very familiar for you know. Cochin Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, Chennai Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange. Like lot of different stock exchanges are there in different regions. So it is the market for financial assets or financial instruments, securities which are issued in the primary market. It is a market for the purchase and sale of existing securities which are sold in the which are exchanged in the primary market. It helps the existing investors to disinvestment. It helps to investors to disinvest and fresh investors to enter into the market. It also provides liquidity and marketability to the existing investors. So these are the concepts regarding the secondary market. Remember that it is the market for the issue or the exchange of the financial instruments which are issued through the primary market. That is why that name secondary market. So what is the concept of stock exchange? We have to learn in detail. Stock exchange is an institution which provides the facility to the exchange for the exchange of these type of financial instruments. So it is a platform for buying and selling of existing securities. Already you know very well, it is the another name for secondary market. It facilitates the exchange of a security, share, debenture, or whatever may be the financial instruments. You know very well, through these sources, the company is raising funds. So at the time of capital raising, the promoter also helping the organization company for the raising of funds through all these type of organization. So here we can raise funds with the support of stock exchange. So these are the different functions provided by stock exchange or share market. First one is it gives liquidity and marketability of existing securities. Liquidity means you know very well this type of organization helps for the conversion of that particular financial asset into cash, and also they are helping for the marketability means what, buying and selling of that type of financial instruments, and it always helps for fixing a reasonable price for all these type of financial instruments. Remember that. Why? Because sometimes the agents will misuse the customers by charging higher prices for the securities which do not have much price. So securities which are priced by the stock exchange, all parties involved in that organization have to maintain that price policy. And safety of transaction. Sometimes a lot of malpractices are there. Sometimes the investor, maybe he is giving the money for collecting the share. Sometimes the company will cheat without providing the documents, share documents. So all these activities are in malpractices are controlled by Securities Exchange Board of India. So we can ensure safe transaction of financial instruments. And it also contributes stock market and stock exchanges helps to collect the foreign currency now. So through that it helps for the it contributes for the growth of our nation, and it also helps in the spreading of equity cult. It helps for the issue of maximum ownership securities, and also it provides a scope for speculation. Speculation means speculative trade. In a restricted manner, it helps for the issue of securities with the support of agents. So these are the functions of stock exchange or share market. Dear students, another topic very important on how we can sell or purchase through the stock market. So different trading procedure involved in the stock exchange we are going to learn. First one, every time remember we have to select on broker. That is the first procedure. And remember you have to select a broker who have registered number in the stock exchange. So in order to trade on a stock market or share market, first of all we have to select a broker who should be a member of the stock exchange, as they can only trade on the stocks. Only who have registered in the share market can sell the or purchase the financial asset. So that is the first procedure, selection of a broker. Second one is what? Through that person we are placing the order for the particular financial asset. So once we select on broker, make an agreement as per our interest, he will search for collecting suitable shares or debentures where we can invest our money. So after getting a proper financial instrument, we can place our order. So after selecting the broker, the investors specify the type and the number of securities they want to buy or sell. So depending upon that demands, broker will insert and will collect the maximum information. So the second step is placing an order with the broker. Third one is executing the order. Once we are getting sufficient information regarding the quality of shares or instruments, any other thing which where we want to invest, we can execute the order. The broker will buy or sell the security as per the instruction of the investor. That is the third step. And the last step is settlement. Once we finished the investment in that particular share, we can give our money and we can collect the share or any other financial asset where we want to invest. So that is settlement. Transaction on stock exchange may be carried out on either cash or carry over basis. Cash or carry over basis. And the time period for which the transactions are carried out, it is very important. It will be referred there. Maybe it will vary from that fortnight when on the transaction is made and to a month. So within a month we have to settle all the items. Means we have to pay the cash, we have to collect the document, that's all. That is settlement, last step in the trading procedure of stock exchange. So remember, these are the simple procedures through which we can collect or we can invest. We can invest our money in fruitful ventures, shares or debentures. We can also go through the different stock market with the support of these type of brokers. And remember all these 4 steps, very important. And that time, when we settle the amount, we need the support of depositories. There we have to learn. While we go through the stock market, we need the support of depository like a bank, registered bank in the stock market or share market. So we have to create a demat account with the support of depository. Before that, we have to keep in our mind there will be a lot of difficulty in the transfer of shares in the physical form. In the physical form means in the form of paper, it is difficult. We will be in different places. The buyer and seller will be in different places. So SEBI has developed a new system in which the trading can be made with the support of these type of depository services. By creating a demat account, we can use the system for the purchase and sale of our financial asset. That service is known as depository service. And for that, we have to create a demat account. What is depository services? It is like a bank which keeps the money of us in safe custody, and that helps for purchasing and sale of that particular financial securities. And they are keeping all the documents in electronic form on behalf of the investor. In the depository, a securities account can be opened. All shares can be deposited in that. They can be withdrawn, sold at any time as per the instruction. So, 2 important agencies are there which are recognized by the stock market and SEBI. One is NSDL, National Securities Depository Limited, and the CDSL, Central Depository Service Limited, which are known as depository participants, who are doing the depository service, a recognized organization by the central government and also by the Securities Exchange Board of India. These two organizations are helping for the safety transaction of financial securities. So these two, NSDL and the CDSL, are doing the depository service in all over our India in these stock exchanges. And we can create an account in that particular organization, demat account. And what is dematerialization? Sometimes the board is asking for 1 mark or 3 mark. What is dematerialization and depositories? You know very well, nowadays we are transferring the documents with the support of websites, web portals, through the online platforms. So we have to convert our financial securities into electronic form. Their physical materials will be converted into electronic form. That is known as dematerialization. Dematerialization is a process where the securities held by the investor in the physical form are cancelled and the investor is given an electronic entry or number so that she or he can hold it electronic balance in an account. That means that security in the physical form is converted into electronic form for the easy transfer. This process of holding securities in an electronic form is known as dematerialization. Remember that converting the financial securities into electronic form is known as dematerialization. And for this, the investor has to open a demat account with the organization called depository. Already we have discussed the NSDL and the CDSL. They are supporting the investors to convert their physical materials or securities in physical form into electronic form. That process is known as dematerialization. And for that, we have to open a small account like bank account, that is known as demat account. And what are the benefits of these type of depository services? One is it helps for the sale and purchase of shares and stock of any company on any stock exchange in India. Remember, it helps for the easy and safe sale and purchase of shares or any other financial securities. and it helps for the physical presence of helps the investors to convert the physical form of securities into electronic form. So physical presence of investor, it is not required in the stock exchange because the investor is getting an electronic an electronic form of that security. So no need to approach directly with the seller or buyer. And risk of mutilation and loss of security certificate is eliminated. These type of services provided by the depositories helps to reduce the loss or the risk involved in this type of issue or sell and purchase of the financial security. It helps to save the time, maximum time within hours or within minutes. We can make the deal, or we can settle the transaction. Lower transaction cost. These type of online platform helps to eliminate the middleman and lowers the cost or the expenses related to maybe issue of prospectus and all other things. Only we have to list in that particular organization for buying and selling of the securities. And it helps in easy in trading. Easy within seconds or within hours we can make the transaction. So transparency in transaction is ensured. Transparency in transaction means without any malpractices or unnecessary interference of the middleman. It can be avoided. And no counterfeiting of security certificates. There will be a lot of malpractices like counterfeiting of security certificates. Maybe due with the brokers or any other middleman, it will be avoided through the depository services. So all these are the benefits of when we are ensuring the services of depositories. And remember what is demat account? This is the account we are creating for the dematerialization of our financial asset. So demat or dematerialized account refers to an account which an Indian citizen must open with the depository participant to trade the listed securities in electronic form. The security are held in the electronic form by the depository. So to convert our financial securities or financial instruments, shares or debentures into electronic form, we have to create this account, to open this demat account with the particular authorities, depositories. So the benefits of demat account include, it reduces the paperwork. Every time it helps because it is in the form of electronic. So it helps to reduce the paperwork within seconds. Every time at any place we can collect the data regarding our demat account through the web portals. And it eliminates the elimination of problems on transfer of shares such as loss, theft and delay. These type of problems are eliminated through the demat account. Sometimes we will lose the maybe due to some malpractices like the theft. We will lose our cash or any other thing. It is not happening in that particular platform with the support of demat account. And exemption of stamp duty when transfer of shares. These type of accounts helps for the exemption. No need to pay any stamp duty to the concerned authority. And the concept of odd lot stand abolished. Odd lot stand abolished. So that means every time when we want to purchase some shares, there will be a list. The organization will maintain a list. So we have to be in queue for purchasing that particular financial asset. See, we have to wait for a long time. But due to this electronification, it is very easy because within seconds or minutes we can make the deal through the web portals. It increases liquidity through speedy settlement. You know very well, with the support of electronic platforms, we will get the cash currency very quickly. It attracts the foreign investors and promoting foreign investment. You know very well, stock exchanges help for the growth of the organization only through the maximum collection of foreign currency, attracting the foreign investors into Indian companies. So these are the benefits of demat account. And for more points are there, A single demat account can hold investment in both equity and debt instrument. Only one account is needed to make the dealing with the equity when we are dealing with the equity or any debt instrument. And traders can work from anywhere. You know very well, we can operate all these activities with the support of our mobile phone or computer. And automatic credit into demat account for shares arising out of bonus, split, consolidation, or merger. So through the various different activities like bonus, split, consolidation, through all these activities, automatic credit will generate into our demat account. And with the support of the demat account, immediate transfer of security is possible. And at last, change in address recorded with a depository participant gets registered with all companies in which the investor holds securities. So whatever may be the changes we are making in the profile, it will automatically change in all the different companies details also. So that happens only with the support of this electronic platform and also by keeping demat account. So what we have to do for the opening of demat account, very important. A demat account is opened on the same lines as that of a bank account. We can open a demat account like the same procedure how we are opening a bank account, maybe in our locality. So prescribed account opening forms will be there in the depository participant. We have to fill that one, and there will be a standard agreement that includes the details regarding the rights and obligation of both the parties, buyer and seller. Along with that form, the client is required to attach a photograph, attested copies of the residence proof, and proof of identity need to be submitted. Once we are submitting all these details with that particular application, and after scrutinizing, cross-checking, that concerned authority, head of that depository will give membership in that particular depository bank. We will get the demat account. Remember that. So last topic in our chapter financial market is very important. Remember, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Securities and Exchange Board of India, also known as SEBI. So remember, it is the main organization which controls the entire activity related to issue and selling and buying of securities through the stock exchanges in all over India. So it was established by the Act passed by Government of India on 12th April 1988. And it is acted as an intermediary, advisory board, administrative board, or guiding board for the entire securities market in India. And it was given a statutory status only on 30th January 1992. And from that act, which is passed on the parliament, that is known as SEBI Act 1990. So the main objective of this organization is to protect the interest of the investors. Lot of functions are there, they are doing, but it is the main body which controls the entire activity related to the issue of securities, financial securities through the different stock exchanges. So the different objectives of SEBI includes first one, to regulate the stock exchanges and its securities market to promote the orderly functioning. So with the support of SEBI, the stock exchanges or share market can ensure a systematic functioning of all the activities. And SEBI protects the rights and interests of all the investors and guide and educating them how to deal in the transaction. It protects the rights and interests. Also interferes in the disputes between buyer and seller. SEBI prevents the trade malpractices such as internal trading. There will be a lot of malpractices like done by the intermediaries. It will be prevented and controlled by SEBI. SEBI regulates and develops a code of conduct and fair practices by intermediaries like brokers, merchant bankers, etc. So SEBI creates the code of conduct, the rules and regulations to be followed by the brokers and the merchant bankers in the different stock markets in India. So these are the main objective, very important area, and these objectives are for the proper functioning, orderly functioning of the stock markets in all over the India, in different regions of India. And the three important functions are there, which was performed by SEBI. Every year, they are controlling the whole activities. So, protective function is the first function performed by SEBI. So, what is doing under protective function? It prohibits, SEBI prohibits the fraudulent and unfair trade practices in the stock market. Lot of practices are there, like for example, price rigging, misleading statements. Sometimes the brokers will make misleading statements. They will give the comments like shares having less value, less importance, less demand, they will boost it. Make comments like that. It have good growth. They are getting more dividends like that. And SEBI helps for prohibiting insider trading, prohibits insider trading, and also SEBI educates the investors for the promotion of fair practices and code of conduct in the securities market. It helps for the fair dealings. So these are all the protective function by SEBI. And the development function of SEBI include promote training of intermediaries of the securities market. SEBI helps for the promotion of intermediaries by giving good training methods, and also they are giving education for the investors also, where they have to invest for getting best return, and also they are helping for the promotion of fair practices, code of conduct of the stock exchanges in all over the world and all over India. Okay, and they are conducting a lot of research and publishing different information that is useful for all market participants, maybe public or maybe the investors or any other authorities who are involved in the dealings with the securities stock markets in India. So these are the development functions performed by the SEBI. And the last topic, SEBI performs a lot of regulation functions. So a registration of the brokers and sub-brokers and other players in the market, it is the regulatory function of SEBI. They are giving the registration number for the brokers depending upon their quality, and also a registration of collective investment schemes and mutual funds. So you know you are getting a lot of ads regarding these type of mutual funds. So SEBI, they are verifying and scrutinizing the credibility of all these type of schemes. After that, they are giving the registration. And also the regulation of stock bankers and portfolio exchanges and merchant bankers, that is the last function related to the regulatory function performed by SEBI. They are regulating or controlling the activities of stock bankers, portfolio exchanges. Portfolio exchange means the particular authority where they are keeping the details regarding the different companies. Portfolio means a collection of the details of all the shares and instruments listed in the stock market. Merchant bankers are also there who support for the dealing of buying and selling of securities through the stock market. So, my dear students, these are the different functions performed by SEBI. And from this video, you have learned the primary market and secondary market, and also the very important concept, Securities Exchange Board of India. I hope it is very clear for you. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you so much.